DraftKings Daily Trot. I'm Jason Gilbo, JGilbo11. Taking a look at tonight's 11-game slate, starting at 7:05. Jumping right into things, we got the Braves and Nationals. Reynaldo Lopez versus Rob Whalen. Braves with a pretty low run total against Lopez. I'm not really a fan of the prices here on DraftKings. Freeman 5K obviously is probably the most viable option. Guys like Markakis and Coyote are really too expensive for me, and those secondary pieces really aren't worth a look. Look at the national side of things, though. Trey Turner, continues to be a stellar leadoff man, a guy you need to look at and consider in cash games and GPPs. Outside of that, it's kind of your usual names: Daniel Murphy, 5.2. Wilson Ramos, a little expensive. If you wanted to look at a Jason Worth at 4,300, I'm okay with that. Obviously, Bryce Harper continues to sit out. If he was to pop into the lineup, obviously he's worth a look in tournaments. This game overall, much more on the national side, if anything, for runs. But overall, I think an 11-game slate, it's not the most appealing just because of the pricing. But you can definitely take a look there. Rockies and Phillies next. You got Tyler Anderson versus Strad Eichhoff, and obviously Blackman, a monster. 3-dunk game last night. This is one of those games where I'm expecting a lot of low runs. David Dahl 4-1 continues to be an option. Had his first down night in quite some time. You look at Eichhoff, 336 WOBA to lefty since last year, 1.37 home runs per 9. Guys like Charlie Blackman, Dahl are certainly in play. Cargo, if he comes back into the lineup, is worth a look. I'm definitely reserving it more for GPPs. As far as the Philly side of things go, they're all very cheap, and you can definitely take a look at them. Aaron Alther, Cesar Hernandez, both below 3K. I'm certainly okay with using them. And depending on who's in the in the 3-4 spots, you obviously will have Maikel Franco. You can definitely take a look there. But overall, both teams projected for under 4 runs. I'm not really on this game outside of just a couple of names there. Padres and Mets, Jacob deGrom versus Jared Cozart. Jacob deGrom, one of the top cash and GPP options of the night. Not really looking at Padres at their prices. I'm not expecting a big Ryan Schimpf outing again. As far as the Mets go, I do like some of these price tags against Cozart. Cozart pretty average against lefties, 328 WOBA allowed since last year. Obviously, he's only pitched a reasonable amount of innings, nothing spectacular. Granderson 4-2, obviously an interesting boomer bust GPP play. Jay Bruce has really come down in price. I don't mind that. Neil Walker as well, 4,100, a solid second base option. Travis d'Arnaud, if you're looking to kind of punt catcher, he's kind of the guy I'm consistently doing it with just because he's moved up into the 6th and 7th spot, which is nice for him. Better production than hitting 8th. So I'm certainly fine with using the Mets there. Reds and Brewers, Dan Strader versus Zach Davies. This one I can see kind of going either way here. Obviously two arms that are capable of shutting down this offenses. But I do like some of these bats against Strader. I do like Braun and Villar for the upside. Scooter Gennett 3.5 is certainly intriguing just given where he is hitting in the lineup. Outside of that, I'm not really looking at Chris Carter or Hernan Perez. I'm kind of staying away there. And if you're looking to use Reds, Billy Hamilton consistently, when he has those multi-steal games, he only reached base twice yesterday, but, 3 stolen bases in a run. That's what he does. And at 5K, obviously, he's a guy I've always kind of liked more on FanDuel because it's a little bit reasonable of a price tag. He's certainly showing that he can go off and have those multi-steal games. And as far as Joey Votto goes, 4.9, I'm always intrigued with him, who just continues to get on base and continues to play well. Davies, struggles a little bit with lefties. Nothing tremendous, though. 1.14 home runs per 9, so I'm okay with using a Votto. And also an Adam Duvall at a 4.4 price tag. That's pretty reasonable. Royals and Twins, Tyler Duffy versus Dylan G. I like the Twins here. I like them as an expensive stack if you're looking to go that route. These guys are expensive. The first 4 guys are all over 5K. Definitely worth it because I do think there is some upside here. I do like them as one-offs. I like Kepler and Sano. Dozier continues to crush the ball. I'm certainly okay with using him in GPPs. I think given the fact that you are paying up in cash games, it does take the Twins out of playing cash just because of their price tags. As far as the Royals go, I do like Salvador Perez tonight, 3.5. Duffy reverse splits pitcher, 373 WOBA to righties, 1.80 home runs per 9. And you look at lefties, he's been fairly solid against them. Nothing crazy. 316 WOBA, pretty average, middle of the road. So obviously you can take a look at guys like Hosmer, Lorenzo Cain, 34. Certainly, I'll take a look at given his cheap price tag, even though he hasn't really hit righties well. It's obviously just kind of a low risk, high reward type play, just given his price tag. So I'm certainly okay with that. Angels and Indians, Mike Clevenger versus Matt Schumacher. This game, I mean, obviously you're looking at this Indians team who just continue to crush right-handed pitching. I'm definitely okay with using guys like Kipnis Lindor. If you wanted to go Mike Napoli, Ramirez, I mean, we saw Ramirez. He was a guy, I mean, the DK pricing has been huge on him. He's, priced up just like every other Indians bat. So, but obviously last night showed that he can pay it off. Chisenhall and Tyler Naquin are the values of this Indians team projected for 4.5 runs. You look at Schumacher, I mean, extremely home run prone. Okay against lefties. I mean, he doesn't have terrible splits against them. Righties have definitely hit him at a better rate. 337 WOBA, 1.62 home runs per 9. So I'm definitely looking at those Indians bats regardless of what side of the plate they're on. As far as the Angels go, Mike Trout, I can't justify that price at 5.6. I like Cole Calhoun, who's had a little bit of success here of late, 4.1. Certainly intriguing price. You look at Clevenger, just kind of your average righty, nothing spectacular. So I'm certainly okay with taking a look at some Angels bats there. But as always, Angels don't really produce a ton of production outside of the big three names, Calhoun, Trout, and Pujols. White Sox and Marlins, Adam Conley versus James Shields. And Conley, I'm a big fan of Conley in a GPP format. But if you wanted to go about attacking him, obviously I'm okay with a Todd Frazier, Jose Abreu, Melky Cabrera threesome. I'm definitely okay with those types of bats because you look at Conley, he's either on or off. I mean, he's been a guy who's shown some blow potential this season, but obviously he's a guy who I do expect against a weaker White Sox offense. It's definitely just a GPP move for me. I like the Marlins bats here. I like the prices of Ozuna and Stanton. You look at Shields, I mean, extremely home run prone. In that ballpark, the Marlins are projected for nearly 5 runs. I like the lefties. I don't mind Gordon and Yelich. I think they're all intriguing options. And you can look at them as a full-blown stack if you wanted to today. Diamondbacks and Red Sox, Clay Buchholz versus Archie Bradley. And this one, I mean, you got to see who's in the lineup for the Red Sox. That's been the theme over the last few games here. Hanley came back, had a monster night. Pedroia left the game. Jackie Bradley a little banged up with the toe. But obviously Bradley is a guy you can pick on with lefties pretty heavily. Go back to last year, 38% hard ball rate, 361 WOBA allowed to lefties, 1.22 home runs per 9. So I'll eat up that Ortiz price at 4.9 all day. And Bradley, Shaw, Leon, Benintendi, I'm not going to be afraid to get weird with the bottom of the lineup, especially with the team projected for over 6 runs. So I'm certainly okay targeting there. As far as the Diamondbacks go, Buchholz is starting. Diamondbacks pretty average run total, but I'm certainly looking at them as an option today. Certainly you can look at pay-ups there. Gene Segura, I mean, obviously an expensive 5K option. Goldschmidt 5.2, Jake Lamb 5.3. They're all very expensive, but certainly good one-off power there. Also see where the value is. There could be some guys up in the 2 spot or 6 or 5th, just depending on what they do with that lineup, given their injuries. But Buchholz, I mean, very average against both sides of the plate, especially this year. He's been awful. You can definitely take a look at this game. Is really the highest total on the board tonight. Rangers and Tigers, Matt Boyd versus Cole Hamels, and Rangers exploded for runs. I mean, Lucroy really went off last night. He's justified that price tag, and I'm okay paying it. 4.7 for him. It's fine if you're kind of paying down a pitcher. Ian Desmond, obviously an attractive option, Adrian Beltre as well, but they're all priced up relatively high. Certainly worth a look, though, against Boyd. 359 WOBA, 1.97 home runs per 9 to righty since last year. I'm definitely okay with using those bats. As far as the Tigers go, you can look at guys as far as one-off potential. I don't mind Kinsler or Martinez 4.6 and 4.3 against Hamels. Hamels has struggled a little bit at home, and it's something that I'm certainly intrigued with just because there is a little bit of a home run potential there. 1.13 home runs per 9 to righty since last year. A couple of those guys hit lefties pretty well, and especially in that ballpark, it's definitely okay to take some shots with those right-handed bats. Mariners and A's, Kendall Graveman versus Sashi Iwakuma. I'm a big fan of Iwakuma tonight. Not really looking at some of these Oakland bats, even though they are cheap. The only guys I really don't mind is Stephen Vogt and Chris Davis, 2,900 and 3,200. I'm certainly okay paying those prices just in a value standpoint. But I'm definitely much more looking at the Mariners side, and I don't mind the two lefties up top. You look at Graveman. Graveman's a guy who does struggle with lefties. I mean, 341 WOBA. And that sets up Nori Aoki, Seth Smith, Cano, Seager in an intriguing spot. And even Nelson Cruz at 4,200. I'm certainly okay with paying that price tag in the middle of the lineup. The Mariners have a decent value there as a team. Orioles and Giants, Madison Bumgarner versus Kevin Gossman. Low-scoring game projected. I'm not really on these guys much here, especially this Royals side. I mean, they are cheap. That's the only thing you got to like about it. But obviously going up against Bumgarner, who's been very solid, especially at home. If you want to go with some one-off potential, it's extremely risky in GPPs. But obviously, if you want to make a low ownership play, you can look at guys like Machado, Trumbo, Jones, whatever right-handed bats are in the top of the lineup. And as far as Gossman goes against this lefty-heavy Giants lineup, Gossman's pretty solid, 285 WOBA against lefties. It's righties that he has the trouble with. So I'm okay with using a Posey or a Pence at their price tags, 36 and 3,100. That's fine value for me, and I do expect I would be more on the Giants offense here than on the Orioles. So that's gonna wrap things up with tonight's 11-game slate. Be sure to check out DaveFantasyCafe.com for all great tools and content.